Welcome back. There you see the skyline of downtown Richmond, Virginia. And we're just a few miles away, and in Rico County, they call Richmond International Raceway the action track, and this is why. This is some of the activity that we've seen already. In the first 85 laps of this race, Terry Labonte suffering the toughest hit. Greg Zipadelli and Joe Gibbs look on as their driver, Tony Stewart, has a 1-second advantage on Jeffrey Bodine. And the driver of their other car, Joe Gibbs' other car, the 18 of Bobby Labonte, has dropped back to 9th spot.
Evidently, that chassis adjustment we saw the crew make on that pit stop when they did something in the right rear, we're assuming take out a spring rubber, did not work very well. Jerry Punch, what are they saying?
Well, Benny, you're exactly right. What they did, they took that spring rubber out of the right rear to try to tighten the car up coming off the corner. Now, Bobby Labonte was told by Jimmy Maycar, it's going to be awfully tight for the 30 or 40 laps. You're going to have a push. That's exactly what he's got. The car is pushing so much, he can't turn it. But as they get a long green flag run, where everyone else starts to get loose coming off, watch for the 18 to make his move.
Phil Elliott and Kyle Petty are battling for the 19th position. And right behind him is Sterling Marlin. And Kyle Petty has some damage on the bumper of his car. Now, when he won here in '86, Kyle became the first third-generation driver to win a NASCAR Winston Cup race. That was in February of 1986. His only win here at Richmond.
He was driving for the Wood Brothers at the time. And it was one of those situations, he was running in 5th place, having a great day, but the 4 cars in front of him wrecked. And went on to win, but he had to be in position to do that, so that was good.
And right in front of Bill Elliott is a battle between Chad Little and Dale Earnhardt. And they are trying to decide who runs 17th, and Chad is going to at the moment. And now we have indeed seen Bobby Labonte come back and repass Dale Earnhardt Jr.
We saw Dale Earnhardt just a little bit ago up there racing with Bobby Hamilton, with Steve Park. Hamilton, Park, both have been able to get by Dale Earnhardt. Now Chad Little goes by.
Sterling Marlin and Bill Elliott racing for the 19th position.
Jerry, what's the tire situation? We have seen some problems here already.
And, Bob, that's been a major cause for concern among the crew chiefs down here. In fact, Goodyear just came down and surveyed the tires on the lead cars. They checked them all, but they came down here and even took a torch to melt some of the rubber away. And the Goodyear engineers saw no excessive wear, no blistering, and no separation. Now, I've been listening to some of the crew chiefs trying to decide what may have happened. And what they're thinking is, what they're speculating might have happened was, a number of cars here are running 6.5 degrees of camber or more in the right front. He said, here at Richmond, that's good for a few laps, and that right front tire just won't take it.
Battle here between Steve Park and Kenny Irwin.
And Steve Park takes over the 15th position. What Jerry Punch is talking about was 6.5 degrees camber. That's leaning the tire in on the right front and leaning it in towards the engine. So you end up running with just on the inside of the tire. That's the only part that takes the punishment. Just a very narrow band of tire.
Another taste of the race from State Fair Corn Dogs. Here's Todd Bodine's telemetry. He gets up to about 137 miles an hour before hitting the brakes hard and going down to about 90.
His RPMs are not as high as we had seen earlier on the other cars that we looked at, about 8,600 RPMs, but that sounds like a lot, but there's some of them out there that are turning 9,000 or more.
And one reason Todd Bodine is not showing the RPM is because he's not running as fast as some of these other cars. Just not getting through the corners, not being able to hit the accelerator and drive it off the corner. Here comes Jimmy Spencer, the Winston car, up behind Bill Elliott. That's up the 20th position. Kyle Petty right behind, watching all this.
Spencer looking low, getting a good run coming off the corner.
In the second half of the season, since the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, Jimmy Spencer has accumulated the 8th highest amount of points, having a great second half of the season, I should say. Finished second, of course, at Bristol, and last week was in the lead and decided to make a pit stop, and that, of course, resulted in his finishing in 15th. Jeff Gordon is trying the high side on Jeffrey Bodine in the battle for second.
Looks like it's going to make it work.
Yeah, it does.
Jeffrey's car really had been working good on the low side when he had those new tires on there, but as those tires got heated up, then started slipping up a little bit with him on the racetrack.
That's exactly what Bobby Labonte, Jerry Punch was talking about. That's exactly what he was trying to fix when they made that adjustment. On these long runs, his car was getting too loose off the corner. Right here, as he stands on the gas, comes off the corner, the back end want to come around. You can't stand that. And it gets worse and worse.
There's the leader, Tony Stewart. How much of a lead does he have? Well, it's that much on the racetrack. It is just about 1.87 seconds. Tony Stewart has led 94 laps so far. Gordon is second, followed by Jeffrey Bodine, Mike Skinner, and Mark Martin.
Triple pits under caution, Tony Stewart, then the 24, Gordon, and the 16. All on pit road for the 24 car. It's 4 tires and 1 can of fuel, no changes. Jerry Punch.
Right side tires already on the 60 car, top of your screen. Gordon, great pit stop. He's down and away, 16.3 seconds. Bodine out at 17.7. Waiting for Stewart now, 16.4. Stewart pitting further down pit road, and that's the pit stop. The best pit stop of the 3, Jeff Gordon, at 16.3 seconds.
It's a mad scramble off pit road as everybody tries to get in line. We are under caution because of an incident involving Kyle Petty and Darrell Waltrip. Here it is.
I don't want that in that deal. It's like Darrell got down in the corner and the brakes didn't work or something, because he just gets in the side of Kyle and pushed them both up towards the outside wall. And I don't believe, there we see him, I don't believe either one of them made any contact with the wall, but they certainly flat spotted some tires, and Darrell has damage to the right front fender anyway.
Kyle was on the lead lap. Darrell Waltrip was a lap down when that incident occurred. Petty remains on the lead lap. There are 104,000 people jammed into this 3/4-mile racetrack here at Richmond International Raceway, enjoying the Exide NASCAR Select Batteries 400.